Hi, it's Sam here, and welcome back to the Adventures of Lola Badiola. In the last episode, Lola was taken up to the 51st floor to meet with the CEO. In this episode, we're going to find out what he says to her. We're also going to study the expressions, phrasal verbs, and advanced vocabulary that are used in the text. But first, let's return to the CEO's office.
The Adventures of Lola Badiola. Chapter 3. The CEO. Mario Ruiz de Velasco was everything Lola expected him to be. Charming, aristocratic, and intimidating. She had seen him being interviewed on television, making company presentations, and from time to time, walking around the headquarters. But she had never been up close and personal like this before. She could sense his aura, feel his magnetism. After a couple of minutes of small talk, the two of them sat down either side of his antique oak desk. "So, what's on your mind?" he asked. "Well, after careful consideration and with the greatest respect to you and everyone at Texpania, I have decided to resign." Ruiz de Velasco lit a cigarette and stared at Lola without replying. She felt obliged to say more. "It's been an amazing 7 years, but I really feel that it's time for me to move on." Ruiz de Velasco remained silent. "I'd like to thank you and everyone at—" "Where are you going?" Lola was startled by the sudden interruption. "It's a small startup. You wouldn't have heard of it." "Try me." The CEO waited patiently for her answer. Lola felt compelled to fill the silence. "It's a company called J-Block." Ruiz de Velasco nodded his head. "It's run by a young American entrepreneur. They plan to use the Ethereum blockchain to reinforce security systems. It's a nice idea." "That's right," replied Lola, trying to hide her surprise at his knowledge of the company. "And what are they offering you that we aren't?" It was a difficult question. Lola's decision to move was driven by instinct rather than rationale. "I want to be part of something new. I want to build something from zero. J-Block are offering me the chance to make a difference." "You don't think that you can make a difference here?" Ruiz de Velasco took a long drag of his cigarette and then let it balance on the edge of a large marble ashtray. His questioning had led Lola down a dead-end road. She couldn't respond. "Listen, Lola. Texpania controls the cybersecurity sector in Spain, South America, and much of Europe. Our strategic objective is to defend our monopoly position. So when a company like J-Block enters our market, we observe them, we study them, then we either buy them or we bury them." The CEO took one last drag on his cigarette and then crushed it into the ashtray. "You have no future at J-Block because J-Block has no future. If you want to make a difference, the only place you can do that is here, with us, at Texpania." The CEO paused to let his words sink in. Then he softened his tone. "You're an exceptional manager, Lola. You've done amazing things over the last 7 years. With my help, you can make it to the very top of this organization. But I need to know that you're committed to our cause." This was the moment of truth. Should she stay or should she go? Only half an hour earlier, she was 100% convinced that she was leaving. Now, sitting in front of the CEO of Texpania, one of the most revered men in the world of business technology, she was not so sure. In the back of her mind, she remembered the 3 pieces of advice that Concha had given her. Don't tell them where you're going, don't get emotional, and above all else, do not change your mind. She had already ignored the first 2 pieces of advice and was on the brink of ignoring the third. She needed to buy herself some time. Could I get back to you tomorrow with my final decision? Ruiz de Velasco sat back in his chair with a look of disappointment on his face. That was not the right response. His eyes narrowed, and his head tilted slightly to one side. The atmosphere in the room darkened. Lola felt the hairs on her arms stand on end. Your father was a great man, he said quietly. Lola was thrown off balance by the sudden change in direction. You knew my father? We were close. Really? Lola didn't remember seeing Ruiz de Velasco at her father's funeral. He called me when you interviewed here 7 years ago. He asked me to look after you. Lola started to feel uncomfortable. She resented the implication that her father had pulled strings for her. Since then, I have been following your progress closely, making things happen for you. Lola became defensive. I think that I've made things happen for myself at this company. Ruiz de Velasco smiled. It was the smile of a shark about to bite into its prey. Do you think a girl like you could have succeeded in a company like this without a sponsor like me? The attractive mask slipped from his face to reveal the shadow beneath. I'm the invisible hand that's been guiding your career, and I can take you to the very top of the mountain, or I can throw you off it. A shot of adrenaline pumped through Lola's nervous system. This was the Mario Ruiz de Velasco that she had heard whispers about, the vain and vindictive tyrant who took pleasure in crushing his competitors. She knew that it was over. A line had been crossed. Thank you very much for your time, Mr. Ruiz de Velasco. Lola stood up slowly, looking straight into those piercing green eyes. I'd shake your hand if it weren't invisible. And then she left Tech Spania for good.